Hey, everybody. Welcome. How are you? Welcome to everybody, and welcome to another episode of Watch Talk on the RichBuddy's live show. I'm RichBuddy, and it is a chilly 1:30 a.m. here on Monday, January 4th, here in California, Southern California. Where are you guys from? Welcome. Hey, and hello to everybody watching this recorded. And I am simulcast on, what's that other channel we're on right now? You know what? If I type hello, it'll tell me what I'm typing hello on. There we go. What is that? Brain fart. You know, that's what happens when you get old. Twitch, Twitter, Periscope. Right. I think this Periscope's getting migrated to Twitter, which I don't have a Twitter, so I'm not sure what it's broadcasting on right now, because it's broadcasting on something. So this is going somewhere. I don't know where this is going. Maybe it's going to outer space. So how's everybody doing today? I just thought I would talk about watches. We're in 1080p, so make sure you click the gear box to the bottom right corner of your screen and make sure you're in 1080 format so you can enjoy the watch content on the screen in high definition. And I just started coming across articles, and I came across one, so I figured, what the hell, let's start with Rolex. I've always been a fan of the Stella dials, so this article really jumped out at me right away, and I didn't even read it. I started to, and I said, you know what, why don't I just make this one of the articles I read live on the air. Talking about the Stella dials, this is what compelled me to purchase the OP41 yellow dial that is supposed to be coming for me this month. That's exactly what compelled me. As a matter of fact, if I had a choice of colors, they don't make it, but it would be that green in the center that you see here on the screen, that lime green. That would be my first choice for the OP41, but they didn't do it. They came out with a very dark, I want to call it a British racing green, wouldn't you? It's very dark. And that would appeal to the right person. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I just enjoy the brightness of the Stella dials, you see. Like even that burgundy one there on the right, that oxblood. I'm not sure if that's like an oxblood or a burgundy, but that's a little too dark for me. Not that I wouldn't want to have it in my collection, but I prefer the two on the left, bright. Speaking of the one on the left, I'm not so sure if that's exactly the same color as the Tiffany. It looks like it is. It looks like it's the same color as the Tiffany. Hey, what's up, Neutron? I'm a fan of that Tiffany dial for a female, but for a male, I thought it could go universal, that it could be a unisex dial watch. But when our friend Bud the Stud picked one up, I don't think most of you even knew he picked one of those up right when they came out. He had a Tiffany dial. He took a few snapshots of it, sent them to me, right away I jumped on it and said, man, that is 100% a lady's watch, without a doubt. Now I know, once I seen it on your wrist, bro. And he replied back, he absolutely agreed, 100%. So he flipped it, and that be gone. I would just die to have that center watch right there, a DayDate with a lime green Stella, just like that. Even that diamond dial on there, I know a lot of people, like our friend Victor, doesn't like the square back settings. I forgot what the terminology was for those, for that diamond setting like that, when it's set like that. There's a specific word that a jeweler uses for that kind of a setting versus the setting where you don't see the backdrop there for the diamond. But I know Victor didn't like that. He hated those things, right? I'm impartial to them. I do agree the watch looks much better without those backings. But when it comes to a vintage watch, it sort of does add a little bit of charm to it and adds a little bit of that vintage aesthetic to it. Wouldn't you say? So let me back up into this article and see if we can't not zoom in here so it's comfortable for all of us and we can read it together. So this was, I thought this would be great, a great read right here. So let's do this, you know? Let's check this out and talk about it as we go through. So this is by Tariq Malik. It's an article. It's a bit aged, okay? But, you know, we haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. In the 1970s, Rolex introduced bright enamel dials on DayDate models. Initially ignored, Stella models are highly covetable today. Right away, I want to speak about that being highly covetable today. Man, you guys remember when I started live streaming? There's several live streams in the archives of mine where we just talk about the Stella dials. We just talk about them and how their value is just going to go up, and then they're going to be so collectible. And here we are, fast forward to 2021, and the prices of these things have pretty much gone to where any one of us could have bought these, okay, for 20 grand. Really, any one of us could have bought these for 20 grand, and now they're double. So it's one of those things. Introduced at the Basel Fair in '56, the DayDate was launched as Rolex's flagship model, made available only in precious metals and equipped with the newly developed presidential bracelet. The DayDate would go on to become the watch you'd expect to see on the wrists of heads of states, etc. Oh, so see, there's the dark green Stella. That's exactly what the new watch is like. If they made that funky orange there on the right, I would have picked that over my yellow as well. That salmon pink, whatever that is, I would have picked that. Number one would have been my first choice. The lime green would be my second choice. The yellow. And you know what? Pardon me. This blue is different. This isn't the Tiffany blue on this one here that you're seeing on the screen. This one's more masculine. It's more blue than blue-white. I think this is different. I think this one's different. The Tiffany blue has it's a bit more sky blue, more cloudy blue, right? Like this here, I think. This is darker than this one up above. Those aren't the same. You see the difference? They're different. Let's see what else it says here. Even though they are manufactured in large numbers, the DayDates still remain a highly covetable object, not only by collectors, but by just about anyone who can afford one. It is a status symbol you can wear on your wrist. What makes DayDate models truly stand out are their dials. With different dial versions, Rolex created collections within its collection. Pause. Remember, I've said that many times when there was that big war between all the Rolex haters, calling Rolex a non-horological watch, a non-hot horology watch. And my entire argument is, hey, without Rolex, you wouldn't even have a YouTube channel on watches. Without Rolex, you wouldn't even have watch collecting as a hobby, because Rolex created the collecting element of watch collecting by limiting references, making so many variations within references. Nobody's done as much of that as Rolex has, and Patek. So Rolex and Patek are truly the two watch houses that made this hobby for us all. So you gotta love them, you know. And it's just like what they're saying here, with different dial versions, Rolex created collections within the collection. Early dials could be gilt, honeycomb pattern, dials with special finishing, such as wood or marble, or they could have extraordinary indices. The early 1960s also saw the creation of ostentatious diamond dials with examples with Eastern Arabic numerals made for wealthy Middle Eastern clients. Heartstones such as opal, jasper, bloodstone, lapis. The lapis are very expensive. Onyx, as well as rare stones like ammonite, coral, even petrified fossil. We've looked at one of those online before, right? Petrified fossil were also used to make dials. You know, any of these, they're just fabulous. It really is too bad that the hype got so much on the watches. It's nice that the watch hype occurred for all the interest that it made. I just wish it stopped a little bit after, you know, I just wish the watch interest wasn't such that it absorbed every single watch on the market practically. I mean, try to find one of these now. First of all, you can't even find it, let alone, you know, try to find one for a reasonable price, let alone even try to find one, right? Is what I was trying to say. You used to see these, and I used to tell myself, I'll get one of these one day. Right now I'm buying certain pieces that I like without knowing that that this was gonna happen. You know, I wanted to buy all my modern collection, and look what happened. You wait around and things go up. It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's what happens in collecting. Things become collectible and they go up in value. And that's why you liked them to begin with. You knew they were going to be, you know, I particularly know that I have good taste when it comes to luxury goods and art and things like that. I know that I have good taste. When I see something and I like it, it tends to be liked by everybody else, if not today, at some later point, and the value will go up. That's what's happened with all my watches. You know, every single watch I've selected has been has something. There's something about it, including me ordering the Chronometra Blue 3 years ago. I mean, anybody could have walked in and at least asked for an application for the Chronometra Blue, but they didn't. Or likewise with the Aquanaut. Anybody could have gone in and gotten an Aquanaut like I did, but I mean, put on the wait list. You can't get put on a wait list now, so I mean, I can pretend I have an Aquanaut. I'm on a wait list for one. What does it say here? Stella is not a nickname. Rolex used the term lacquered Stella in their catalogs in the 1970s. Rolex really pushed the envelope in the 1970s and 80s by introducing these hard enamel discs known as the Stella dials. These enamel watch faces came in a riot of colors, tones you wouldn't expect to see on any Rolex. Interestingly enough, Stella is not a nickname invented by collectors or auction homes, like in the case of the Killy, a triple date calendar chronograph, or Patrici, Daytona 16520 Zenith models made between 91 and 95 for the now famous Paul Newman Daytona, or the now famous Paul Newman Daytona, that is. The brand used the name lacquered Stella in their catalogs in the 1970s. Yeah, this is Oxblood. Yeah, Rolex Oxblood Stella, reference 18039 in white gold. Yeah. So, in you know, let's say I'll tell you what. Odds are 50-50, whatever they may be. I have some substantial investments in different things like Bitcoin. And if things work out for me, I'm going to be having a very interesting watch channel. Let's just say it'll work out. You guys will be really interested in my watch content as things progress, because what I will be doing, something I've never shared with you before, but I will be going on the prowl for the watches that I've always wanted but never picked up, such as these old vintage Stellas. Regardless of whatever their price is of any of these watches I'm going to look at, I'll just get them. But I'm going to be looking for the right ones. And I do believe these Stella watches might be one of the first animals to hunt on my list, if and when that day comes that I do all of this. Yeah, like even these two on the right, these would be a couple to go look after, to go look for, these white gold ones. These lacquered enamel dials had a high gloss surface. There are two possible reasons why similar colored dials can look very different today. It could be because the color faded over time, or because of the quality of enamel used during production. The enamel of each dial was mixed separately by hand and applied in layers. The Stella colors are oxblood, red, orange, blue, green, turquoise, peach, salmon, pink, yellow, and purple, with the purple being the rarest. The rarity of the colors in the above order also determined their value. Oxblood dials are frequently seen as opposed to purple, which often proved to be elusive. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm going to snapshot that right there. The rarity of the colors, that color order. Let me snapshot that. So the rarest is the purple. The yellow is the next rarest. The pink is the next rarest above that. Then the salmon. So do you see that? It goes in this order. The least, the most popular, the most production, the least rare, oxblood, red, orange, and it becomes more rare, blue, green, turquoise, peach, salmon, pink, yellow, purple being the rarest. And that's interesting. Rolex allegedly destroyed batches of Stella dials as they were unsellable. One reason why they are so rare today. It is believed that these dials were originally made for a few markets, including the Middle East and Asia, but found their way to other regions as well. The irony is that Stella models weren't popular during the time Rolex produced them. Back then, clients wanted more conservative dials on the day-date like white, silver, and black, whilst Stella models sat ignored in display cases. In some cases, Stella dials were even replaced by conventional or other dials. Rolex allegedly destroyed batches of Stella dials as they were unsellable, one reason why they are so rare today. There's the salmon. There's the salmon. 1977. Look at that. Estimated value $95,000. How do you like that? Son of a gun. Look, I'm not joking with you, and I'm telling you, see this 95,000? Well, okay, I don't know about this salmon. Apparently, this is one of the rarer ones, right? So I don't know what this would have been worth a couple of years ago, but I'm just going to guess and say it was probably worth 30 grand. I'm just taking a guess. I just know the ones that aren't as rare, like the oxblood, the red, the turquoise, you could have picked those up in the high teens, low 20s when we were looking at them, right? Right? Hey, ain't that going to be fun when I go hunting for watches? Look, I think I got a good watch box. I've got a good watch box right now. I've got 7 Rolex, 1 Patek Calatrava. That's 8 watches. Look, I don't have that crazy of a watch collection. I got 8 watches. Right? And then I got an Omega 68, so that's 9. Omega, that's 9. I got the Universal Genève. That's 10. The Doxa's 11. I'm wearing the ball watch right now. That's 12. Is that what I got? I got a dozen watches. I don't think there's anything I want to get rid of at this point. I'm very, very content with my collection. I think it's going to be really neat to be on the wait list for the watches that I have. The yellow Stella OP41 that's coming. Now, you know what? I guess we can't call these new watches Stella because they're not enamel dials, are they? These OP41s are not enamel dials. So these original ones here truly are special. You can't replicate these Rolex, not unless you truly make these new OPs enamel dials. Imagine if Rolex made enamel dial versions of those OP41s. Let them charge $12,000 for them. Please charge more. Whatever the watch experts would deem as, equitable in value, price, add that to the watch. I don't know how much an enamel dial would add to the watch, but from $5,900 MSRP on the OP41s right now. If we need to pay $3,000 more for an enamel dial, man, that would have been such a neat play for Rolex to make. Imagine coming out with fresh enamel dials, real Stellas, real Stella. Imagine the wait list. The wait list on these would far exceed any sports watch, and it would blow everybody's mind away. Wouldn't you think? Stella dials were not just made for day dates, but also for a very small number of date just references. These rare date just 4-digit reference models made before the 1980s featured pie pan shaped dials with an angled outer ring and were fitted with plexiglass crystals and non-quickset movements. The later examples had flat dials rather than pie pan. But the rarity and value of Stella models lie not only in the color, but also in the material they were made from. A yellow gold day date would have yellow gold applied indices and a crown on the dial, whereas a pink gold watch has pink gold ones. The dials with white gold appliques were used in white gold and platinum watches, as there are no differences known to date. Another factor is the print on the dial, which varies with the metal they are made for. So there's a lot of little collecting nuances here when it comes to these watches. Oh my God, how come I didn't get one of these before? So I bought a regular day date, right? Instead of forking out the dough to get one of these real Stellas. And look at this, $42,000. Wow. This watch doubled. In 2 years, this watch doubled value. This became so precious. Wow. I could kick myself. I mean, how can you go pay 42 grand for one of these now? Wow. I mean, unreal. When I called Robert Marin, they were about 26,000. And the year prior we were looking at them, they were probably 20. And now they're 42. They jumped from 20 some to 26 to 42. The number of Rolex Stella watches available now is low, even lower. And if we break down the number of day dates produced in each metal, we can now understand why the prices of these can vary so much. Oh my gosh, I'm going to kill myself. We can now understand why the prices of these can vary so much. Assuming that 70% of all day dates were made in yellow gold, 15% in white gold, 10% in pink gold, and 5% in platinum. Now, a white gold day date with the same color Stella dial as a yellow gold day date can command double the price of the latter. A pink gold example would be worth triple, assuming they are in the same condition and the same series. It is also worth noting here that the dials are not interchangeable between the metals. Some Stella dials even featured diamond settings and a few featured printed Middle Eastern logos. Overall, it is safe to say that with the introduction of these enamel dials, Rolex created something which transformed the conservative day date to a highly collectible model. It remains unlike anything the Geneva brand has ever made. Like all vintage Rolex, the value of these Stella dials lies in the overall condition of the watch, but also in the state of the dial. Since they are made of enamel, the dials are very sensitive to impacts or other damages, which can result in hairlines, chips, and cracks. The majority of diamond set Stella dials show hairline cracks under the diamonds, most probably caused by the tension on the surface. Be prepared to pay top dollar if a perfect example comes your way to market. Yeah. There's a turquoise. These quirky models have now caught the attention of seasoned collectors, and consequently prices for Stella DayDates have probably doubled in the last 4 years. You see? And the most great examples have vanished into private collections. Unlike vintage Rolex sports watches, Stella has a wider appeal, and given its 36 size, women fancy it as well. Only recently have they been discovered by Rolex aficionados. Even 5 years ago, Stella was not as hot as it is today. Oh my God, I'm going to jump out a window. You know, the one thing I've learned in life over and over and over again is that when you see something you like, or if you think something's hot, if you think there's a stock you should buy or a watch you should get, you need to just get it. You need to just get it. And here's another lesson in my face. Good Lord. I really kicked myself in the gut with this one. This entire article is saying, I told you so. I told you so. Ay, ay, ay. They're just too expensive now. Okay. Let's see what else we can find here to talk about. That was a good article. Nine reasons why Rolex is such a coveted luxury item. Do I care to look at this? By Rudiger Bucher. It is the most recognizable luxury brand. Rolex is clearly the most well-known among the world's luxury watch brands. Consistent level of quality. Yeah, we know that. It's got everything a watch needs. I'm not sure if that would even be a consideration. What does that mean? It's got everything a watch needs. Instantly recognizable design. Okay. Keeps its value. Yes. A star at the auctions. I'd say that would go with keeps its value. Artificial shortages. Ha 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 ha. I wouldn't call them artificial. They're real. It's either a shortage or it isn't. What's an artificial shortage? A shortage is a shortage. There's a shortage of toilet paper. Is it artificial or is it real? Marketing and communication. I don't know about that one. I don't ever see any Rolex. I'll tell you this, if you don't watch sports at all, you will never hear about Rolex as far as any advertising, right? Myth of the monolith. What is this? Rolex always makes a solid and composed impression. The company stays true to its proven methods and chooses to make continuous improvements instead of pursuing the new and different. Parts of the brand's mythology rests on the fact that Rolex did not jump on the quartz watch bandwagon in the 1970s. Even though there were some quartz Rolex watches, the company does not produce complicated watches such as tourbillons or repeaters, only very rarely launches new collections and stays away from online sales. So what they're saying here is that you're really keeping your brand. Rolex is really keeping their brand image for you. And if you become a Rolex owner, you don't ever have to worry about them selling out, cheapening the brand, or going in all kinds of crazy directions to where they lose control and make themselves and you look bad for wearing one. I think that's what they're trying to say here. All right. You know what? I reckon that might be a good enough show. We might call it a show right there. Anybody want to chat about anything before we wrap it up? It was 37 minutes. We talked about Rolex Stella dials. It's kind of interesting. I think I might end the show and go online and do a little bit of Bitcoin stuff. Anybody own a Stella watch? Anybody own one of these Rolex Stella dials? Super Neutron, you like these, buddy? You know what? I'll definitely investigate them. When I'm ready to pull the trigger, I'm going to definitely investigate these. I can't say for certain I'm going to pull the trigger if they really indeed went up to $45,000. That just blows me away. But I am going to investigate them. I'll take a look. Not for you, but you like them. Yeah. I will take a look at them. Let's see what's on the market here. I haven't looked at this website in quite a while. Let's take a quick look at what they got on the market. Looks like they got a Steve McQueen. You know, yeah, I never know where I could end up going with my collection, you know? I've always loved this watch here. Look at that condition of this one. This looks quite amazing, doesn't it? Wow. Goodness, look at this. I wouldn't mind picking up one of these. Wow. There's a Bitcoin watch. if I've ever seen one myself. I'll tell you that. Ooh, especially that condition. Amazing. Wow. 27.5. Now, I'd rather get that than one of those Stella DayDates. For the price. For the price, I'd prefer to get this. I'd put my money in this. That's great. Great stuff. What else they got? $59. Man, that's great. I mean, $15.9. Mine has the diamonds and the rarer blue Smurf color. That puts mine at a good price. That's great. Sea Dweller, 17.5. Hey, that's a cool looking Breitling. That orange one right here. I like that. Endurance Pro. This tag isn't shabby either. Skeleton dial. Carrera Heuer. Titanium. That's a nice looking watch for $3,500. I mean, I paid $2,800 for my ball. $2,700 for a Breitling. Not bad. I like this Longines here. $2,500. The Legend 24 hours. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, man, that is beautiful. Look at this. Jaeger LeCoultre Memovox Polaris 1968. Look how beautiful this is. What a treasure. I could see myself buying something like this. Maybe I would start seeing myself adding, okay, I don't have a JLC in my collection. So maybe I'll hunt for something beautiful and exquisite like this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Wow, that is neat. It looks brand new. It looks brand new. An original Memovox. Wow. Wow. That's cool, man. 17.5. That's cool, man. That's very cool. See, I would have picked something up like that. I'm just not quite ready. I'm almost there. Almost there. We're going to take a break from adding to the watch. Well, that's not true. I'm not really taking a break. I mean, I don't know what's the last watch I added to my box. I don't even know. I added like 6 at once, and then I haven't added anything for a while, right? So I want to say maybe my My Omega might have been my last watch, and that was probably 2019. So I didn't pick anything up in 2020, right? The whole year of the pandemic, I didn't pick up a watch. But I picked up 6 watches in 2019. So we took a break in 2020. A complete break, not even one watch. We got some watch straps. 2021, though, this year is going to be a big outlay for watches, though. This is going to be a crazy year. The Omega was paid for in 2020, but wasn't acquired yet. So I guess we made somewhat of an acquisition in 2020, the Omega 50th anniversary, but we didn't pick it up yet. And same with the Journe Havana dial Sovereign. We picked that. We decided and ordered that, but we didn't pick that up yet either. So we made watch moves in 2020. We just couldn't pick them up. So I guess that's fair. Oh, goodness gracious. That's a expensive watch right there, that FP Journe. Wow. Look at this, guys. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is what I'm talking about. When you know what to buy, they go up in value. Beauty. Très magnifique. Look at that powder-coated dial. (2002). Amazing. Took 20 years of design research. Magnifique. What can you say? The Rainbow, 13.5. Wait a minute. How much did that go for? Did Mark? Does Mark still have his, or did he get rid of it? Man, this is double? This is double MSRP or what? There's no way this watch was 13.5. What did it go for? A limited edition, huh? 250 pieces. Man, it's pretty cool. It's a great looking watch. Look at that. But you know, he wasn't wearing it. He didn't like it for some reason. I actually think it's pretty cool. I just, if you're straight, I really don't think you can wear this watch. I mean, you can't wear this watch if you're straight, right? I mean, unless you don't care. You'll probably get hit on if you're wearing this watch by other dudes. I mean, right? Ha. Ooh, this AP is sharp. I like that. That just looks great. That color dial. I wonder if I'll pick up a datograph. You know, that might be one watch that would be a good watch to pick up for the price, a datograph. Look at they raised the prices on these $10,000. Get out of here. It's even an old one. These were $42,000. Come on, man. I'm not going to pay 52 grand for a fucking datograph. Get the fuck out of here. What happened here? What happened here? I got lost. Hold on. I got lost. New arrivals. Grid. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Where were we? Right here. That's an odd looking Breitling, isn't it? I like those Tudor Submariners. Look at that. Look at that. That's a beautiful watch. I'd pick that up. It just doesn't have a bracelet, unfortunately. Dang it. Look at that. 1974. Those are attractive looking subs. I like that. These vintage Tudors are just amazing. Great watch. Doesn't switch back to grid. Okay. What else we got here? Brigade. I just don't like Brigade. I don't like the way they look at all. I never look at Brigade. I just don't like Brigade. They have an old look to them. Some of the time-only watches, I like some of their time-only watches. I would consider a time-only watch when my investments pull through. I would want to go to Vegas and take a look at Brigade's time-only watches, all right? Sorry, I'm texting somebody. Let's see here. That Panerai pretty cool. Just too damn big. How much are they? 47, I think they are, huh? 47. What's tomorrow morning? Today's Monday morning. So stock market's going to open in a little bit. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Panerai, just 47 millimeter. Just forget about it. 47 millimeter. Shit, dude. Looks like Bitcoin's creating a new buy opportunity here. It looks like it's bouncing up from where it dropped, or not yet. Not yet. A little bit. Wow, it really dropped a lot. This was a big correction. I think it's going to get bought up now. There's still some selling pressure, but I think it's going to get bought up. Did I buy anything this expensive? I didn't. Everything I bought was cheaper. I don't think I paid this much for anything. So we just hang out, man. We just hang out. You don't do nothing like during this time. Just hang out, hold. If my back wasn't hurting so bad, I would have had some opportunities to trade and to get out. My wife got me up to make trades a couple of nights ago at 34,000, but I haven't been able to move, man. My back is just so bad. I'm in so much back pain. I just can't even affect a stock transaction, man. It's so difficult. And here I am. I get a window of a few hours, wake up in pain, take some meds, and I have a few hour window of feeling good, and then it's just hard. It's fucking hard. I need a cigarette. I'm out of cigarettes. How about that? Damn it. I need a Marlboro because I'm a Marlboro man. Hey, I wouldn't mind picking up one of these bad boys. You know, this is an In Theory watch. You know that, right? This is one of the most remarkable watches ever made. But nobody's got the balls to drop 35 G's on it. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Minute chronograph counter. Analog. I mean, digital. You see that? It counts the minutes on the chronograph. It has a minute counter for your chronograph. That's extreme, baby. A skeletonized JLC sports watch. Adjustable tang buckle. An adjustable tang buckle. And they just paid an arm and a leg to service it. Look, February 2020. And you know they didn't wear it because it's been pandemic the whole year. So you know it wasn't even worn. It was just serviced. Would you buy something like this? Would you buy this watch? And look at, there's the power reserve indicator on the radius of the watch here. You see that radial power indicator? So here's the power reserve. It's got a date. It's a GMT. So it's got a GMT selector switch here. You see? And it's got a chronograph where it's got a digital minute counter. So as the chronograph is going, it'll tell you 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. That's awesome. I mean, what a useful function. Let's see what else it says about it. Titanium and vanadium. I don't even know what that is. Never heard of it before. This is a Taiwan 15, titanium and vanadium, and 18 karat rose gold JLC master compressor Extreme Lab 2 tribute to geophysics. It has a composite rubber strap with a size changing titanium folding deploying clasp. Signed blue polished Taiwan 15 diagonally fluted winding crown. Oh, let's see what that metal looks like. What they're talking about. A vanadium. Interesting color. Kind of looks like bronzy. Yeah, so it's a GMT. Wow, that's a big watch. 47 millimeter. Whoa. As big as a Panerai. You know, that might be cool. That gives some presence, right? I mean, maybe you want a watch like this that big. Actually, you would, with all those mechanical parts and all. Pretty expensive, though. Pretty expensive. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a show. We'll talk to you later. Thank you for joining me. I'll see if I can't get... I got to talk to Buddy Boy, see if we can't get him on to do a live Talking Watches show with me one of these days here soon. I'm surprised we haven't done one. I haven't been hitting him up, though. My back has just been killing me, to be honest. It's very hard to sit here and concentrate on watches when your back's killing you, man. All right. Peace out.